I used to laugh at things like law of attraction, what you think is what you create, anything related to energy, you attract who you are, anything of that nature. I used to laugh at because I'm like, that's not true. And then I came across Antonio in his teachings of law of attraction. And at first I rejected it because, again, I used to laugh at these things. And the more and more I listened to Antonio's teachings, the more and more things actually started making sense to me. Things started opening up for me, and things started changing for me. The law of attraction teachings that Antonio does have absolutely changed my life, from the way that I parent to the person that I am today, to the way I do business, to the way I live my life. I never knew how important your thoughts and your emotions were, and that you actually attract that. You know, we always say, this is what I want, but what are you attracting deep within you? What vibration are you putting out there? And it took Antonio's teachings for me to be able to understand that, while in my head I'm saying, this is what I want, the vibration that I'm putting out is a complete opposite. Once he taught me that, the next step was to teach me how to vibrate at what I wanted. And once I started vibrating at what I wanted, that's when I noticed just how real the law of attraction is. Antonio has taught me that thoughts plus emotion equal creation, how to vibrate at what you want, how to put yourself where you want to be, to feel it, to smell it, to taste it, to see it, how to touch it. Put yourself there and stay there and vibrate there, and it will come to you. The people that you want to attract into your life, vibrate there. Who are they? How do they look? What do they dress like? What are their characters? Who are they? And the biggest thing that he ever taught me was how to be a better me through law of attraction. I used to ask him, how do I become better? He was like, you create who you want to be. Because I didn't know at the time where I wanted to be. I just knew I wanted to be better. And he told me exactly how to do it. He said, find the people who you are drawn to. Find those who are where you want to be. And start moving like they move. Study them. What I didn't realize was he was teaching me how to attract my future self. And in the process of doing that, even attract being able to associate with these people, be on the same level with them, be in the same atmosphere and network with them. And I have actually had the opportunity to start moving in that direction because he taught me how to attract that into my life. And learning the law of attraction through Antonio has truly changed my life. It has truly changed my success. It has truly changed who I am today. And while I am not perfect in the law of attraction, staying on top of and consistently listening to Antonio's teachings remind me every day to be grateful, to attract that into my life, to only focus on the outcome and attract only the outcome in my life, and don't get stuck in the how and the why. Just focus on the finish line, and I'll attract the finish line into my life. The law of attraction has made me a greater person. I know it will do the same for you.
And either me or one of my strategic coaches or agents will respond to you. Get in touch with me, and we will do free coaching right then and there. Do not miss an opportunity to grow more, do more, and then be more. Now let's move into this section of this phone call. If you're on this call, get ready, have some fun, But get your pen, get your piece of paper, your pencil or your piece of paper, or the note app on your phone. However you have to do it, get ready to take lots of notes, because today I want to regale you positively with a lot of information. If you hear something that speaks with your spirit or your soul or whatever you want to call it, use the hashtag #PlantBetter in order to inspire others and keep others in a coaching state so they can win. At this time, tonight I want to talk to you about understanding the law of attraction. I want to talk to you again about understanding the law of attraction. Let me preface first by telling you, if you are not arrogant, now what is arrogance? Arrogance is the condition in which you do not allow in new information. So if you are not arrogant, if you allow the new information in which I have for you, I would teach you how to get whatever you want, how to get out of the point in which you cannot embrace yourself. Listen, some of you are struggling because you haven't figured out a way to love yourself. And you hop from relationship to relationship. But first you need to love yourself, because if you don't fix you, you'll take the wrong you into the right relationships, only to end up with the wrong relationship. So if you want to learn how to embrace yourself, if you want to learn how to forgive all of these things or change your perception, I'm going to give that all to you tonight. Some of you, I'm simply just going to plant seeds, which is my job. Others of you, you're going to get it. You're going to get it immediately. I encourage you to receive all this information and take good notes. As well, if you're on Facebook watching me right now, and if I coach you in some way or you're just inspired right now, go to your search bar on Facebook and go to ATS Winners Circle, and you can find a bunch of people, a community of people which I mentor, and they will share their notes from this phone call right there. Again, that is the ATS Winners Circle on Facebook. Let us go. Everything in this life is in vibration. I need you to understand this. I need you to get it. The whole time on this phone call, I'm going to push against some stuff that you think you know or you haven't been taught. And here's the truth. Your educational system, with all due respect, it taught you great general knowledge, but it did not teach you how to win in life. It taught you how to be a middle-class American who is an employee, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. But it did not teach you how to start a business, nor did it teach you how to become financially intelligent, and most unfortunately, whatever education you have did not teach you how to love yourself. It taught you how to love others, but it did not teach you how to love yourself. So we're going to talk about a lot of science in a very entertaining way, which won't be boring, that's going to be maybe new to you on this phone call. What does that mean? Everything in this world is in vibration. That means everything is moving. The reason Newton's first law of motion, which is an object at rest, will remain at rest until an unbalanced force acts upon it, is because Newton discovered something and he couldn't quite explain it. And so he said an object at rest will remain at rest until an unbalanced force acts upon it. What does that mean? It means everything is moving. You're always vibrating and you're always moving. The solid table or the solid phone in which you have in your hand right now, it's not even solid. It's 90% empty. And if you look at it with the right microscope, you'll see energy moving at very fast rates. That means you're always moving to your dreams or from your dreams. Please write that down. Every step of your life, you are always moving to your dreams or from your dreams, because everything in this world is in constant vibration. Why do I bring that up first? Why am I talking about vibration? Because everything is vibration. I say this all the time. The only reason you are hearing me right now, or if you're on the phone, is because air is hitting my vocal cords and then vibrating into a manner that produces language for human beings and other species to understand. And then whatever, whether it be Facebook Live or this microphone right here in the headphones, It's vibrating to a frequency in which you can understand, and then your eardrum my sound is vibrating in your eardrum, and then your brain is able to interpret vibrations into an automatic language in which you can understand. Why is this important? If you think you're going to be still, give up, and quit, and just let life happen to you, you're sadly mistaken. Life is not happening to you, it's happening for you, unless you have an incorrect perception. Here's what that means in plain English. You're always moving towards your dreams, or you're always moving from them. Today, ask yourself, was I moving towards my dream, or did I take the day off? If you took the day off, you did not take the day off. You literally, scientifically went away from your dreams. Please hear this. I'm not telling you not to take days off, but don't expect me to do so. I'm not telling you not to take vacations, but don't expect me to do so. What I am telling you is that you're always in a constant state of vibration, and you're always going towards your dreams or away from your dreams. And if you took today off, you didn't take today off. You literally start traveling in the opposite direction of your dream. So let's define this. This concept I'm talking to you is about the law of vibration. This is very important. And it's a hard concept to wrap your mind around, but it's a fundamental law of the universe. The law of vibration states that anything that exists in the universe, whether it is unseen, seen, it can be broken down and analyzed into its most basic form, and it consists of pure energy and light, and it is analyzed in a manner in which it has a frequency or pattern. Okay? Too much to repeat. I'll simplify it for you so you can write it down, because I got staff here. She's typing notes really quick. The law of vibration says anything that is seen or unseen, regardless of which realm it lives in, when you break it down to its most fundamental meaning basic, when you break it down to its most basic form, it is at a constant vibratory pattern or frequency. These are facts. Let me give it to you this way. Everything is always in motion. Now hear my next words. If you've ever wondered why your life is falling apart, I'm going to give it to you right now. I'm giving to you the law of attraction, and I'm giving it to you right now, and I'm going to go deeper and deeper and deeper. Here's why your life is falling apart if you don't know why. Skyscrapers are right now, they look still, but they are vibrating at a particular frequency. And as they vibrate, you don't notice them, but then when an earthquake happens, when the frequency of the earthquake matches the frequency of the skyscraper, that building will fall. This is exactly why earthquakes don't tumble all buildings. They tumble some buildings and structures, because everything is operating at a vibratory frequency. When the vibratory frequency of the building meets the vibratory frequency of the destructive force against it, that good building will fall. Listen to what I just said. When the destructive force that comes against the building vibrates at the same force of frequency as the building, what is destructive will take down what is standing. Some of you are having a terrible life because you keep vibrating at the frequency of destructive people in your life. I'm just trying to help you out here. Listen, you're vibrating at a frequency that is opposite of your desires. But the frequency is destructive by nature. And when you match what is against you to destroy you, you will fall. This is why I frequently, and I encourage you to do so, and if you know anyone who is successful, if you know anyone who is living their dreams, we frequently ignore people. I cannot tell you this enough. I cannot tell you enough how much powerful you'll be if you stop participating in arguments that you have been invited to. Just because someone invited you into the argument does not mean you need to participate. When the destructive frequency matches the frequency of the building, the vibration, that building will fall. Every single thing, from the largest stars to the planets in space to your cell phone, all the way down to the thinnest grain of sand, is in a constant state of vibration. Everything. I'll pull out my Bluetooth speaker real quick. This speaker is vibrating, and I'll tell you how I'm not even touching this speaker in a moment. Every single thing that is happening in your life and around you, whether you're conscious of it or not, which I will talk about in a second, is vibrating at a frequency. So are you. Your brain is so smart that it has taken the vibrations all around you and learned how to translate these vibrations into reality. So the next time you say, well, I can't do that, I'm not smart enough, that is a lie. Your brain on a subconscious level is so smart that it understands to process more information than what you're conscious of. I'll say it this way. Think about wherever you are right now. Think about it. Think about wherever you are right now. What does that room smell like? Here's the deal. You haven't even been conscious of the smell of the room until I just reminded you. Because your subconscious brain is still smelling the room. Your conscious brain said, I don't need this information. I have to listen to what this crazy guy is talking about. And so it filtered that information out. But your subconscious brain is still interpreting the smell of the room, the smell of your deodorant, the smell of the carpet freshener, and everything else. The law, Einstein says, everything in life is vibration. So the law of nature that states that everything is vibration, if you take into chemistry, what you find out is you can alter the vibratory state of anything on planet Earth. That means if I want to alter the vibrations of this speaker, I can smash it into pieces. If I want to alter the vibrations of a dollar bill and change it chemically, I can light it on fire. It will be changed. I said last week, anything you can account for, you can control. What does that mean for you? There's nothing in your life that you have not attracted. I'm trying to get you to understand the law of attraction. Everything in your current life right now, you have attracted into your life. I don't care if you believe in this or not. This is physics. I don't care if you're religious or not. This is physics. You don't get to disagree with science. You can disagree with my theology, my shirt color, my hair color. You can disagree with everything that you want to. What you cannot disagree with is that everything in your life, you've caused it to be there. Why have you caused it to be there? I'll explain this to you later in great detail, but let me give it to you now. Since you are vibrating at a certain frequency, you are attracting in your life everything on the level of that frequency. Okay, so I want you to think of it like this. I want you to think of it as different levels. Think of it as different levels. You're vibrating at level whatever. And you can only get in your life everything that vibrates at that frequency. This is why the next level in your life causes you to become the next level of you. These are facts. Write this down. You can only get in your life the level in which you're vibrating at. This is why, in order to go to a higher level, you have to become a higher you. And the reason why some of you keep getting the same old is because you keep being the same old you. And you're mad at the events in your life instead of being mad at yourself for vibrating them into your life. Every single thing in this world vibrates. Let's go deeper. When parts of your body become stressed, that's disease. You hear it popularly, Bob Proctor specifically says dis-ease. It is a body that is not at ease. Scientifically, your body is no longer producing the correct sound waves and vibratory waves to keep your body healthy. In high school, they call it homeostasis. Okay? When your body starts vibrating at a frequency that is no longer harmonious to your health, you will get disease. These are facts. This is metaphysics, but it's not just metaphysics. This is chemical and biological facts. You know why you guys have that headache you can't get rid of? You keep taking medicine, you keep treating the side effects. You keep treating the headache, but you haven't treated you. You keep taking Tylenol for this migraine, but you haven't changed your vibration. You keep telling him to change, but you haven't changed the vibration of you that will force him not to exist anymore. You keep complaining about how he's cheating, but you haven't changed your vibratory frequency to someone who won't tolerate cheating. It's just that simple. Everything in your life is a vibration, and you are vibrating at a vibratory frequency that you actually want. This is important because you won't admit that you want the drama in your life. But on a molecular level, a vibratory quantum physics level, you want exactly what you have in your life. To understand the law of attraction, you need to understand this here. That you have in your life what you are, not what you want. Please write that down. It is a bitter pill to swallow, and you need to receive it. Receive it this way. I could not do this phone call that is international. There are people from different countries that call this phone call. My podcast with my assistant is in 70 plus countries. That could not be possible if I thought I deserved very little. I need you to understand this here. I could not have a top-ranked podcast if I did not become a top-ranked podcaster before I started the podcast. Listen to this. Because you wouldn't even be looking at me, you wouldn't be listening to me, you wouldn't be sitting here if you secretly did not want this information. I've attracted you, and you've attracted me. We can't even coexist in the same space if we were not vibrating at the same frequency. I need you to receive that. You know why? Because some of you have low self-esteem. And I don't have low self-esteem. But there's something inside of you vibrating at a higher frequency than the self-sabotager that keeps telling you what you cannot do. That's why I'm here. That's why this phone call exists. You could be, listen, this is planet Earth. It is a huge sphere that you could be anywhere you want to be. You could be at a nightclub watching the game, watching Walking Dead. It is Sunday, and Walking Dead is an awesome show. But you're here because you attracted being here. And you cannot attract something that you are not like. Which brings me to point number 2. Like attracts like. Point number 1 was everything is vibration. Point number 1, my staff was like, oh my God. Point number 1 was everything is vibration. The second concept that you need to grasp is also a fundamental law of vibration. Now remember, a fundamental law of the universe is a law of vibration. Well, the fundamental concept of the law of vibration is like attracts like. Oh, this is important. Frequencies that vibrate alike are attracted to other frequencies. Now, some of you are going, well, why do opposites attract? I'll get there in a second, and I'll explain that in a second. Think about two droplets of water moving towards each other. What happens as they get closer? They eventually get close enough that they attract one another and become instant and one of the same thing, and then they become separate ones. They no longer become one, they become separate ones. This occurs because of the law of vibration. I'll get to that in a second. Think about it this way. The reason why your best friend is your best friend is because you can almost finish each other's sentences. Because he or she vibrates at the same frequency. Think about it this way. Maybe some of you are churchgoers or mosque goers or whatever it is that your religion is. Since I'm well versed in church, I'll explain it in a church way. Have you ever walked into a church and the moment you walked in, you got a bad vibe? Have you ever thought about that bad vibe actually is short for bad vibration? You've been saying vibes, positive vibes only, bad vibes, and you haven't realized that you're saying vibrations, okay? Have you ever walked into a place and you immediately felt, ooh, I'm not supposed to be here? That's because your frequency did not match that one. Now, if you're religious, you'll say, your Holy Spirit warned you. I don't care how you say it, okay? What you need to understand is you are like something and you walked into an environment that wasn't like you and you immediately became uncomfortable. Now watch this here. Think about that. Now think about the people you know to where you told yourself something about this person is off, but you overrode that decision. Did you pay for it? Think about it. Remember when you first met someone, you said, ooh, I'm going to just give him a chance anyway. Remember how bad you paid for that? Because no matter what you're trying to do, you cannot stop things vibrating at other things. The law of attraction is always working. It is just some confusion that exists on how it works. A deeper understanding is needed to know how we are getting the things that we don't want. Like if I'm telling you like attracts like, you're going, well, how do I keep getting all the things that I don't want? It's because you are vibrating at a certain frequency, but your mind wants something else. But you would never get out of life what you're thinking of. You would get out of life what you're dominantly thinking of. This is why opposites attract. Listen to what I'm saying. The hard thing to understand about the law of attraction is you're saying, well, why do I keep getting this life, this car accident, this broken arm, this pink slip, this poverty line? Why do I keep getting this person I don't want to be with? It's because to think of something is not enough. You have to vibrate at what you're thinking about or feel what you're thinking about to where that feeling becomes your dominant thought process. This is very important. Now, hey, just in case I've got some folk on the phone disagreeing and you may be religious, it's okay. It's quite okay. Let me just tell you how this sounds if you're Christian. So as a man thinketh, so is he. Okay? We're saying the same things. Don't get tripped up in semantics. Keep listening. You're not getting what you want, you're getting who you are, is the way I love to say it. Who you are is what you predominantly think about. If you are afraid to go online right now and check your online banking balance, who you are is not a six-figure wealthy person. Who you are is someone who secretly believes money is always running out. I'm trying to liberate you. You keep starting the network marketing company, which is nothing wrong with network marketing. You keep starting the business. You keep doing all the right things. But since you're afraid to check your online balance, that's your actual predominant thought. Anything that controls your feelings is what you're actually thinking of dominantly. Please write that down. Anything that controls your feelings is what you are actually thinking about dominantly. When someone walks into a room, you're happy. But when they walk into a room and you don't like them and they don't like you, when they alter your mood, being happy is not your dominant thought. What they do to you or how you feel about them is your dominant thought. That means that person is stronger than your happiness. I'm going to repeat that because there's some people out here suffering because you have someone that hurts you or has hurt you. Every time they walk in a room or every time you think about them, they alter your mood. They cause your armpits to sweat, your stomach to turn into knots, or they just quite frankly cause you to get pissed off. I mean, you just like all that stuff. That's because happiness is not your dominant thought. You're happy at that moment, but you just happen to be happy. A broken clock is right twice a day. But your dominant thought is what alters your mood. And when you think of them and they alter your mood, you now have to say, why does that person alter my mood? Maybe it's lack of control. Maybe it's you hurt me. Maybe it's I'm going to prove something wrong to you. I'm going to prove something right to you. Whatever it is, none of those thoughts are putting money into your pocket. When someone alters your mood and messes up your day, when you're mad at 7:55 a.m. because someone called you and you drag that out to 7:55 p.m. and then you only had a text message for 2 seconds and you read it for 20 seconds, but you've been mad for 12 hours about it, your predominant thoughts have not been your job, have not been your children. They have been the mood that keeps you off kilter. I have to say something hard here now. Many of you are using your children as an excuse for why you're stuck into certain positions. Well, as soon as I will know. Because if you actually wanted it, you would do it and take your children with you. Listen to what I just said. I'm not telling you you don't love your children. I'm saying as much as you claim your children are your predominant thought, the fear of moving forward is actually your predominant thought. And as long as the fear of moving towards your dreams is your predominant thought, you're actually moving from your dreams, and you will never get in life what you want. Now, I've been talking to you for quite some time now, almost 33 minutes. And some of you are receiving me, and some of you are not. I can't control any negative comments. As a matter of fact, let's talk about negative comments. Some of you probably will, probably won't. I haven't attracted such thing. If you do it, I won't even see it. Because that level of frequency doesn't exist in my reality. You can cuss me out all you want to, but you won't alter my mood. Because that level of frequency, it doesn't exist in my reality. This is why I don't let people gossip around me, because that poverty way of discussion doesn't exist in my reality. It goes back to these levels I was talking to you about. You can only get what you attract on each level. Gossip lives somewhere down here. I don't live there. This is why. Have you ever? I have a person I mentor. He asks a lot of questions, lots of questions, and he's listening right now. He probably hasn't realized I've answered every last one of his questions today, except for one that's going to answer the rest of them. I'll answer it right now because it's all about the law of attraction. Listen to this. You can live in life at a financial level of up here. If this is poverty, then this is, I don't know, upper middle class, upper class. You can live there financially, but your state of consciousness can be here. Listen to what I'm saying. This is why you have many of rich people who commit suicide. Many of millionaires who are lonely. Many millionaires who just think that no one is struggling and poverty doesn't exist and there is no racism. You can, just because you can have a high intellect but a low level of consciousness. If you have a high level of intellect and a low level of consciousness, you're only going to draw into your life what is on this level of consciousness. This is why you'll have a lot of money but can't enjoy it. Listen to what I'm saying. This is why some of you live in big houses but can't enjoy them. This is why some of you have the house of your dreams but the marriage of your nightmares. Because your financial status is way up here, but your level of awareness, of consciousness, is down here. And so you're only attracting into your life, not your financial status, but the level of your consciousness. This is why there are so many successful people keeping other people in systems of control, and they're terrible leaders who only make other people feel bad about themselves. This is also why you have an administrative professional who makes $35,000 a year, living every one of his or her dreams, and is happier than their executive. Because their level of consciousness is higher than their executive's level of consciousness. Now, the people you meet in life that are both successful and have a high level of consciousness or awareness, these are the people you fall in love with. Have you ever met someone, the moment you meet them, oh my God, I just want to hang around you. Can you teach me? Can we do this? Can we do that? Oh, he's such a great leader. Here's what we always say, he's such a down-to-earth person. Or she's such a down-to-earth person. You know what? I thought since she was a millionaire, she would be whatever, put your word there. But she was as nice as she can be. Because this person has a high level of intellect and a high level of consciousness. And they can both perform at high levels and still love on people around them. And all they attract in their life is things that are on this level of consciousness, to include finances and peace. Listen, you can't be financially prosperous and have friction in every last one of your relationships and call yourself prosperous. Prosperity is a full circle. Prosperity is something you have in every area of your life. You can't make money and then have 50 divorces and then say, I'm successful. No. You're successful to people in the world who have a low level of consciousness. But if you're always arguing, and if you're always protecting your money, and if you have to carry 5 guns just to be safe, and a security level of bodyguards, you're not living the level of prosperity that is true and that can be defined by what prosperity is. So if we have a desire, but our dominant beliefs and thoughts are of lack, you will not get that desire. You would get the lack. Please write this down. If you have a desire, but your dominant thoughts are of lack, you will not get your desire. You will only get your dominant thoughts. I'm going to explain this to you in physical fitness terms. Some of you are going to the gym every morning. You're meal prepping. You've got 16 Tupperware containers. You got like food that fits in the palm of your hand. And it's green. And you got the clean, fresh chicken with no, what you call that stuff? The non-preservative. Well, preservatives are kind of bad. Hormones. So extra hormones injected into it. You got all that stuff. And you still can't lose weight. It is because you're doing the right things that you want to, but your predominant thoughts are lack, or I can't lose the weight, and you don't have an image of your future skinny self. These are facts. If you don't have an image, you can go nowhere. You must have a vision of the future in order to leave your present. Hashtag plant better. You must have a vision of your future in order to leave your present. Now, still inside number 2, but let's talk about the frequency of attraction or relationships. Let's talk about that for a little bit. The law of attraction states that like attracts like. That means that people with a low level of frequency can only attract people with low level of frequencies. That means if you have low self-esteem, you can never attract anyone with high self-esteem. You can definitely attract low self-esteem people that put on a lot of makeup, male or female, that go to the gym every day to cover their level of self-esteem. But you will only ever attract anyone who vibrates at your frequency. Listen to me. If you don't fix you, you're gonna always attract the person that's actually worthy of you by your standards, because you're worthy of silver and gold and the moon. But you don't know your worth, so you attract people who are going to treat you less of your value. If you're at a low level, if you have abandonment issues, you're going to always attract in your life someone who abandons you. If you have anger problems, you're going to always attract in your life someone who always rubs you the wrong way. It doesn't matter. Whatever you are, that's what you're going to get. I said this the other day. If you always have to be right, you're going to always attract in your life people who need to prove you wrong. It has to happen that way. It is science. It is the laws of physics. If you want a loving relationship, then you need to do the work of learning how to take emotional responsibility. Whew. This is where I get beat up at. Because no one likes to take responsibility, because that's difficult. But then take emotional responsibility? No, we're not going to do that. Because it's their fault. Yeah, it's their fault. My staff likes to say jumping. That's something we have inside of our office, because I tell everyone, stay in the plane unless you want to be ripped apart by turbulence. And so they say, I'm jumping as a joke around the office. If you desire a loving relationship, you must, by law of attraction, take full emotional responsibility. That means your happiness is your control, not mine. Doesn't matter if I buy you a Valentine's Day gift. Your happiness on Valentine's Day is in your control. And if you love yourself the way you should, If you think you deserve gifts, you'll always attract someone who will buy you a gift every Valentine's Day. You see, you thought it was that person. It's never been that person. It has always been you. Because if you don't have what you want, if they didn't remember your birthday, if they didn't remember whatever it is, you attracted that person. Attract a different you or create a different you. You won't even have to deal with these people. You must take emotional responsibility. What does that mean? That means learning to be present in your body rather than stuck in your mind, avoiding your feelings. I just lost half my phone call. In order for you to take emotional responsibility, that means you have to be present in your body and not stuck in your mind, avoiding your feelings. It means you have to own it. And if you don't feel good, then you're not vibrating at a frequency. Listen, if you don't feel good right now, something or someone in your life is altering your vibration. And you will never be able to get what you want with the person who you are. And so you have to take emotional responsibility. You have to live in your body. Then you must watch it, be open to learning about what your feelings are telling you rather than protecting them against various addictions in people. Man, if you want to apply this law of attraction and have a good life, what you must do is you must learn how to be open about learning about your feelings instead of protecting your feelings from the wrong people. What does this look like? Some of you have that crab, right? You have the hard outer shell with a real soft inside. Learn why you feel that way. And you want to attract people in your life that make you have to have a hard outer shell. I'm not saying the world isn't crazy. I'm not saying people won't bother you. I'm just saying that your level of forgiveness will be so high that it won't bother you. You cannot be successful and be a people pleaser. I'm not saying you can't do well for the world. I'm not saying you can't please people. But being a people pleaser is not to be confused with pleasing people. To be a people pleaser means you have no worth or no value. You are going to bend to them. And if you keep bending to the desires of other people, you will never have time to work on your own desires. You also need to learn how to access let's call it a spiritual source of love, rather than expecting someone or some higher power to give it to you. This is where I walk a bit hard. That means you need to love yourself before you expect me to do it for you. If you don't love you, you're going to attract people in your life that won't love you. Why do you expect people to tell you the truth when they see you lying to yourself every single day? You can't do it. It's not fair. So what's the big picture here? The big picture is number 3. This is the last thing. The big picture. Number 3. Let's see if we can do this. I'll get to some science real quick. One of the core principles of quantum physics is the idea that reality, or photons and protons, the light illusion that we occupy, that's reality, exists in infinite possibilities. Okay? For the next 12 minutes, follow me. I'm going to make this very simple. One of the core principles of quantum physics states that reality exists in infinite possibilities. For example, the many worlds theory. Okay? Now this sounds spooky, but there is actual hard science to back up the many worlds theories. I'm not telling you to believe in this. I'm just telling you that we also call this superposition. And it's also, Google it right now for to give it to you, double slit experiment or theory. Okay? Double slit experiment. Google it. It is the granddaddy of quantum weirdness. And so, basically, in layman's terms, life right now is all over the place. You are you right now, and the you want to be, and the you don't want to be, and a billion infinite, so let's not say a billion, an infinite other yous that you can be. You're all of them. But the moment your consciousness collapses on what you want, you cease to be everything else, and you just become you. Okay? Don't worry about it. I know it's spooky. I'm gonna give it to you in a great way. When you were in kindergarten, your mom told you, baby, you can be anything in the world you want to be. You decided to work where you are today at 35 years old. Yep. You. Superposition says that this iPhone, when I walk out the room, it's going to exist all over the place. You don't believe me? Superposition. One word. Superposition. One word. This is hard science. We have pictures of it. So we don't get to disagree with this. We have pictures of atoms or molecules that are one that exist in 3,000 places at once. It's kind of hard to see. That's too small. And it's not 3,000 different ones. You can actually watch this on What the Bleep Do We Know? A book and a movie. And basically, we exist in superposition. What does that mean for you? That means that you can have the happy marriage you wanted when you, with your conscious mind, collapsed on the marriage that wasn't worthy of you. That means you can have the dream job that you wanted, because it exists. It exists in reality. You can have it. But you decided to collapse on the reality that you don't want. Why? Because in here, you don't think you deserve it. This is very important. In an essay called Consciousness and the Double Slit Interference Pattern, 6 Experiments, there's a quote that says, observation not only disturbs what has been measured, they produce it. We compel the electron to assume the definite position. We ourselves produce the result of the measurement. Okay? Now, before I explain that, what do you mean? I'm going to give you, because I'm quoting a pretty scholarly journal, and I don't want to be plagiarizing. Dean Radin, Lena McHale, Carlo Galdamez, Paul Whitland, and Robert Reichbach, and Armand Delamore. They all said this in that one thing. You can Google it. Observations, consciousness of the double slit interference pattern, 6 experiments. What does that mean? That means that you decided what you want in this life. That means that you have power beyond your ability. You decided to be weak. That means, okay. So, 1, 2, and 3, big picture. Everything in this world is a vibration. That's number 1. Number 2, vibration of similar frequencies are drawn together, or like attracts like. That's number 2. Number 3, you have the ability to control your vibration. Then you can most certainly control your life. It's a big picture. I'll give it to you again. Everything is at vibration. Number 2, like attracts like. And you have the ability to control your vibrations. Therefore, you have the ability to control the conditions of your life. The problem occurs, or the problem comes about, whenever we attempt to control our reality without first adjusting our vibration. The problem with the law of attraction comes when we attempt to control our conditions without first controlling us. When that occurs, no amount of physical manipulation, no degrees, no marriage counseling, no anything will create the world that you want to see. All of the work is done on the inside. You cannot change the outside. You have it backwards. You cannot change your outside world changing your outside world. You can only change your outside world changing your inside world. Seek ye first the kingdom of heaven, and then all that stuff on the outside will be added unto you. So seek ye first something on the inside of you, and when you find that which is greater than you that you can tap into, then all the stuff that is not worthy of you or not your desire on the outside of you will change. Listen, you have it backwards. You have it backwards because you're trying to change what is on the outside. But you're the one creating what's on the outside because of what's on the inside. You can correct him or her all you want to. You can keep arguing. But as long as you're argumentative, you're going to keep having arguments. You can keep wanting peace, but as long as you have anger problems, you're going to keep having none peace. It doesn't matter what's happening in your life. What's happening in your life as a consequence and a result of what's happening inside of you. So what's the point? The point is, you can do nearly everything in this world. Everything in this world that you can imagine. You can do everything in this world that you can imagine. You in front of me. You over the phone. You on Facebook Live. This is my next words, but it's gonna bump against your religion. You are God of choice. I don't care if you're religious or not. You have the power of your choices. Therefore, you are God of choice. You have the power to create. This is your world. This is your reality. You are the God of choice. You are only limited by fear of pain and fear of other people's reactions. Oh, I'm liberating somebody. Listen to me. What's the point of this entire hour phone call? The point is you can have, be, do whatever you want. You are the God of your own choices. And if you can control your choices, remember, if you can account for it, you can control it. If you can control your vibrations, you can control your conditions. You are God of choice. You're only limited by two things: fear of pain and fear of other people's reactions. Please write that down. Please go out there right now and write this down. You're only limited by two things in this world: the fear of pain. That's why your brain won't let you work out. That's why you won't go get that degree, because it costs too much money, and that's going to be physically pain if you lose your house. Fear of pain and fear of other people's choices. I'm going to say it again. You can have anything, do anything, be anything. You are God of choice. But you are held back by fear of pain and fear of other people's expectations, other people's retribution, or other people's reaction. So what does that mean? That means that scientifically, we have this proven, whether you agree with it or not. Scientifically, this entire world is in a wave form of superposition. So it's in multiple opportunities in which you can collapse your consciousness on. But if you will only ever observe what is on the level of your frequency. Oh, please hear me. That's worth every bit of the price of admission. Receive this information. Science. Doesn't matter if you agree with me. Quantum physics has been around for over almost 200 years. You don't have to agree with me. It's not Schrodinger's cat. Look it up. It doesn't matter. Edwin Schrodinger. It doesn't matter if you agree with me or not. This is all quantum physics. You can have, be, do whatever you want to be, everything you want. The life you want right now is in superposition. It's here, it's there, it's everywhere. And everything you don't want, you keep vibrating at a low level of frequency, and you're only collapsing the observation of your life into reality you don't want. Why would you do yourself like that? Why would you scientifically be able to have doing whatever you want to be and vibrate at a frequency that is not worthy of you and collapse on the reality that you can't stand? My name is Antonio T. Smith Jr. I don't know who you are. I do know this. I do know if you decide to vibrate at a frequency that is worthy of you, if you do that, you will automatically plant better seeds and you will create a better life. Again, visit the Brick by Brick Motivational Podcast where you can hear this again. Visit it, subscribe, download. If you see this on this page, follow me on Facebook.com/TheATSJR. Thank you for coming out. God bless you. And
I have felt so much in life. I've been so evil. I've done everything in life to mess it up. And I have. I have completely messed this life up. And then I changed. And then I started applying things that I didn't know, but I always knew. You call it the law of attraction. Or maybe you don't. Or maybe you're religious and maybe you're not. Here is what I know. I know that we all have a karmic debt to pay off. And I have either paid mine off or almost off. And now I dedicate my entire life to you. Please know that as my life is dedicated to you, it means I get beat up a lot. But that's what this is about. It's about people like me putting their gains at risk for you. Crazy thing about life is once we get enough, whatever enough means, you're a politician, it's enough votes, someone likes money, enough money, whatever enough is, a pastor, enough members, we tend to protect it. This podcast is not about protection, it is about you. I sincerely believe in you. I know you're going to be it. I know you're going to do it, whatever that is for you. There are no mistakes. I want you to share this podcast, but not for personal gain. I want you to share it because I am giving you my every being so you can turn around and do the same for others. I give away me, and then you give away you. I lower me so you can stand on my shoulders, and then you return the favor and you lower yourself so someone else will stand on your shoulders, and then voila. No one is lower than the other because we've all lowered ourselves. Finally, the music in this podcast that you're going to hear I hope it gets stuck in your head. It's actually from my favorite movie, Cloud Atlas. It's the cover. It's not the original version, but it sounds just like it. Cloud Atlas is a great movie by the Wachowskis. My second favorite movie is The Matrix, but that has nothing to do with this right now. It is about repeating the same mistakes. And so I'm hoping subconsciously that as you repeat the same mistakes, Cloud Atlas is mostly about ascending from those mistakes. So I'm hoping the words, the music, the melody, everything helps you ascend to where you're supposed to be, which is where you've always agreed you wanted to be before you got here. I love you. This is The Secret to Success, Law of Attraction. I really, really know that this will be a blessing, a lifesaver to many people. Antonio T. Smith Jr., you can plan better. You can dominate.